Move. Again. Louder.
The movie begins with a young boy named Christian Wolf, whose parents take him to a doctor who specializes in treating autism. After examining him, the doctor tells the parents that Christian should stay at the facility to receive proper treatment, but Christian's father strongly refuses. Since he works in the military, he believes his son isn't weak and should learn to survive in the real world rather than being sheltered in a special center. Another part of the story introduces the head of the U.S. Treasury Department, Ray King, where a young analyst named Mary Beth Medina has just arrived to work. After reviewing her work, Ray becomes impressed and asks why she never applied to bigger, more prestigious agencies. Medina calmly replies that she's always preferred smaller places, where she feels more comfortable, but the conversation turns serious when Ray starts asking about her criminal record. At the same time, the story returns to Christian, arriving home, where he quietly makes dinner and eats alone. After finishing his meal, he goes to his bedroom and turns on extremely loud music, along with a flashing strobe light. Then he takes a wooden rod and begins hitting and pressing his legs with it, hard. This strange routine is how he manages the overwhelming sensory pressure caused by his autism. The scene shifts into a childhood flashback, where we learn his mother eventually became unable to handle the difficulty of raising him, and grew exhausted and overwhelmed. Despite his father's efforts to stop her, she finally chose to leave the family behind. This deeply affected young Christian, but his father stayed strong, continuing to raise and train him to survive in the world. After finishing his practice on the farm, Christian goes to a secret storage location. Inside, we find a huge collection of weapons, including many different guns. There are also several expensive paintings and large amounts of cash stored in currencies from all over the world. This reveals that Christian has secretly been working in the criminal world for a long time. We also learn he once spent time in prison. While there, he met a man named Francis Silverberg, a brilliant accountant who managed money for powerful criminals. Francis noticed how intelligent Christian was and taught him everything about handling illegal finances, hiding money, and managing accounts for dangerous organizations. Because Christian's mind is extremely sharp, he picks up these complex skills fast. Back in the present, Christian gets a call from a mysterious woman warning him that people have started growing suspicious of his activities. She advises him to start taking on more normal, legitimate clients, so nobody grows suspicious of his true identity. Meanwhile, the story introduces a dangerous man calling himself Brax. In one scene, he threatens a man involved in a money laundering scheme. At the same time, Medina is attending a press conference for another investigation, when she gets a call from Homeland Security. They tell her that after running facial recognition, they found a video connected to the mysterious accountant. The video has audio too, and it shows the man brutally eliminating several people. Medina takes the clip and begins studying it closely. Meanwhile, Christian is having lunch when Dana sits down near him and starts a conversation. Slowly, Christian begins responding to her, and even though he usually avoids social interaction, he seems comfortable talking to her. After that, Christian starts his investigation, digging into the company's financial records. At the same time, Medina keeps studying the audio recording, trying to match the voice against different records. Listening closely, she notices something odd. The man in the recording is quietly reciting nursery rhymes. This detail helps her realize something important. She concludes the man might be autistic since repeating rhythmic patterns is sometimes connected to autism. Later that night, Christian returns home and repeats his usual ritual: loud music, flashing lights. He hits his legs with the rod again and again, so hard that it eventually snaps in half. The next morning, Christian notices a car following him. Instead of reacting right away, he calmly drives to the range where he practices shooting. The story briefly moves into another flashback, showing young Christian and his younger brother training in martial arts together. Their father brought in the best instructors and pushed them hard, determined to make his son stronger and better than anyone else. Back in the present, Medina hears from linguistic experts analyzing the audio clip. They confirm the man likely has a neurological condition matching the behavioral patterns of autism. Christian takes Dana to a hotel so she has somewhere safe to stay for the night. While there, Dana grows curious about him and starts asking about his life and his skills. Christian calmly explains that his father trained him strictly as a child, determined to make him strong enough to survive, forcing him into martial arts, combat training, and survival skills from a young age. He also explains that because of his autism, he's always struggled with social interaction, finding it hard to connect with people or read normal emotional situations. After hearing his story, Dana starts to understand him better, and the two slowly grow closer. At one point, Dana almost leans in to kiss him, but Christian grows uncomfortable and changes the subject. Instead, he starts talking about the investigation again. He explains that whoever stole the company's money was clever about it, secretly using the stolen funds to buy shares of the same company. As a result, the company's profits climbed again, slowly laundering the theft into something that looked legitimate. Realizing this, Christian decides to visit the house of one of the company's shareholders for answers. He immediately suspects something is wrong and starts following a man, but Brax escapes before Christian can catch him. Christian then enters the shareholder's house to investigate, and inside makes a disturbing discovery. The man has already been shot and killed. Meanwhile, on the government side, Medina keeps digging, and after searching through records, finally lands on a name, Christian Wolf, tied to several financial cases. But Christian has kept his profile extremely small. On paper, it looks like he only works small, ordinary accounts for small, ordinary companies. The truth behind the company conspiracy comes into focus, too. We see Lamar Blackburn with Brax, and their conversation reveals that Lamar has been the mastermind behind it all, secretly ordering the murders of shareholders so he could seize full control of the company. Ray King finally reveals a piece of his own past. Years earlier, he was present at the exact scene shown in the footage Medina found, the one where the accountant eliminated 9 dangerous criminals. Ray admits he was actually there, and after taking out all those men, the accountant turned his gun on him and asked him one strange, deeply personal question. Shaken by what he witnessed, Ray was ready to quit his job entirely, feeling completely broken by what he'd seen. But around that same time, he got a call from a mysterious woman who began feeding him information on dangerous criminals and illegal operations happening around the world. Using her tips, Ray started closing case after case. That anonymous woman became his secret source, helping him track down some of the world's most dangerous criminals. Piece by piece, the trail she gave him started pointing toward the identity of the mysterious accountant, Christian Wolf. During the investigation, Ray uncovered the name Francis Silverberg, the accountant who once kept financial records for a network of dangerous criminals. But once Francis was finally released from prison, some of those same criminals caught up with him fast, torturing and killing him without mercy. When Christian, still behind bars, learned what happened to Francis, it filled him with rage. Soon after his own release, he hunted down the 2 men responsible and eliminated them both. Medina asks Ray why Christian had even ended up in prison in the first place. Ray explains that Christian once served in the military, and that after his mother's death, he and his biological father went somewhere they weren't welcome. His stepfather demanded they stay out of it, and the chaos that followed pushed Christian into a violent state. A security guard opened fire to stop him, but to save his son, Christian's father stepped in front of the bullet, taking it straight to the chest. His father died right there, protecting him. That tragedy is what sent Christian to prison. Medina asks Ray why he's telling her all of this now. He calmly replies that he's retiring soon, and before he goes, he wants Medina to take over his work, including contact with the mysterious woman feeding him information. While they're still talking, Medina's phone rings. It's the same mysterious woman, now on the line with her directly. The woman gives her new information, this time about a robotics company caught up in a massive financial fraud scheme, laying out how the company has been hiding illegal money and manipulating its records. The full picture soon comes crashing together. In a tense standoff, it's revealed that Brax is actually Christian's own younger brother, the 2 of them now standing on opposite sides of a violent reckoning neither one ever wanted. Elsewhere, Christian confronts Lamar Blackburn directly, who insists everything he's done has been in service of a bigger goal, restoring lives through the technology his company's profits made possible. The story then shifts to a special institute that treats children with neurological conditions, where a new child has just arrived. The doctors explain that he also has autism. His parents bring him in, hoping he'll receive proper care, and the boy meets a girl named Justine inside. She's the same girl briefly seen earlier in the film, helping Christian solve a puzzle. This institute is also the same place where Christian secretly donates most of his money. The doctors explain that Justine can't speak, but her mind is extremely sharp, and she communicates through a special computer system that speaks for her. And it's finally revealed that Justine is actually the mysterious woman who's been feeding Ray King, and later Medina, all the secret criminal information. Later, Dana receives a courier package at her home. Inside, she finds a very expensive painting, the same one she once admired at Christian's house. Because he noticed she liked it, Christian secretly sent it to her as a gift. In the final scene, Christian drives off in a trailer truck loaded with all his money, weapons, and equipment, quietly disappearing once again into his mysterious life. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap, and if you did, be sure to check out other awesome movies and series on the channel. As always, thank you very much for watching.